Hey everyone, Savannah here. Libby on Instagram. You can check out everything in the description below about what I'm going to talk about in my video today. This is Flosstube number 47, I think. Double check. Yeah, 47. Today is December 31st, 2019, so it's the last day of the year. And I figured, you know what better time to make a video than right now. This will be my December review. A lot of it is repeat from my whip parade that I just did a couple of weeks ago. But this is what I focused on for this month. So it's cross stitch, a little bit of knitting, and I think that's, oh, and then I'll show you like my Christmas gifts or whatnot real quick, because it's not, I don't have a lot to share today. So but I did want to make this video because I had some things that I just wanted to, you know, put out there so that it'd make me feel a little bit more accountable. So yeah, first I want to talk about this. This is my, you can't really see that. This is the YouTube Studio app. So this kind of gives you a breakdown of what's going on. And if you are not new, you know that I struggled for a while to get to 500 subscribers. And, you know, once I hit, I was like, that's all I want, 500 subscribers, whatever, you know, just let's hit that so I can do a giveaway. It's a milestone. I don't need a lot of subscribers. I honestly don't. In the last month, I've hit over 600. And I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy, you guys. Thank you so much for everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I know that I ramble. I'm pretty sure I might talk a little too quickly sometimes, but I try. I try. Okay. I know I've already been talking for like 2 minutes and I can't even remember what half the crap I already said. Before I showed this stuff, the thing that I wanted most to keep myself accountable for this coming year, it's not a resolution, it is a test for me. I'm really bad at spending money. I'm really bad at it. It's like the biggest issue that me and my husband have. I mean, I guess that's pretty typical for most marriages. I spend a lot of money on craft stuff. So for January, I want to do no spend. You know, no spend January for any craft stuff. The only exception that I'm going to allow is if I run out of a floss, that I'm allowed to, you know, pick up more of that color that I need, that I ran out of. I'm not going to go crazy with buying unnecessary things. I'm going to try for January and see how well I do then and go on from there. I mean, our goal, my husband and I goal this year is to finish our basement. Right now, we live in a 2-bedroom home and I have 2 kids, so they have to share a bedroom. While that's not terrible, they are opposite genders. I would like to separate them sooner rather than later, give them their own space. I'm tired of the lack of, like, their room is always destroyed because they don't have much space in their bedroom for all their toys at you know, as it is. So I'm just like, I want to give them their own space. I have grand ideas for my daughter's bedroom when it's complete. I have grand ideas for my son's bedroom, you know, right across the hall when his sister moves out. We would also like to get all of my craft stuff out of our master bedroom and put down in the basement. You know, have an area. Our basement's kind of wacky the way it is, so it's gonna be a hot minute, but we would like to start that really soon, and I would really love to help my husband by not putting extra stress on him by spending so much money on craft. So I've gone a little ham these last couple weeks, but I kind of always do at the end of the year because I'm like, ooh, new year, let's get all the stuff we need before the new year. and that's just my mentality. That's how I work. So I've kind of gone a little ham. I don't have really much to show you. Oh, I do have a little bit of haul, I guess. I'm not going to show it yet, but I could pull it out when I get to it. I don't remember where I put it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get with what I have worked on this month. So I started with my Ode to Mary Needleroll by Dames of the Needle. Decided that I should pick this up and get some work done on it. So you've, like I said, you've already seen all of this, but you can see progress. So there is where I am. I worked on this for just a week, the beginning, and then I came up with my grand idea that I was going to touch every single whip that I have for at least 1 week until I run out, which is the middle of June, and then maybe cycle through. Also letting myself, giving myself the, what's the word? See, I'm not good with words. I want to say leeway, that when I want to keep working on something, that I'm not going to punish myself and only work on it for that 1 week. If I really want to continue to work on it, I'm just going to. I like being a monogamous-ish stitcher. It's just sometimes it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So working my way through each week, and I started, this wasn't the first project, but when I got that page done, I decided that I would start at my oldest whip. So after I was done with that page, I moved on to my oldest whip, which is my Hyrule Light World Map, which you'll see on the screen. I did I did 5 days, so I missed 2 days in that week. I did not continue on, through to make it a total 7 days. I just, from Sunday to Saturday, I work on a piece of fabric. Is a handful. Sorry, guys. Okay, so that's where I am. This is the edge of the page right here, or the edge of the pattern. So I picked up this next page at the bottom. These pages are really wide, and that's 5 days of work. I wish I could get this pattern to upload on Pattern Keeper, but it just doesn't want to work, so that's okay. It's by Pixel Comfort on Etsy. There is a free one out there, but it's a little bit wider. It's not a perfect square. This one was only $5 on Etsy, and it's cropped a little bit better to make it more square, so less clouds on the edges to do, which I've been told are the clouds of doom. And kiddos are playing with their toys. Alright, so I'm not going to try to put that back right now. What are you doing, Troy? What?
We have a package.
A package?
Yeah.
Is there something in there?
Mm-hmm.
You're messy, boy. What's that? I don't see anything.
Oh, it actually opens.
Yeah, hey, be careful with that. Okay, sorry about that. Next, I picked up, what was my next one? Sorry, I need to check my... Firefly Fairies. Okay, it's the Firefly Fairies by Lavender and Lace. Look like that. So I went more into depth in my last video about this pattern. I only worked on it the 1 day, and then I decided that this was going to go into the UFO pile. It's not that I don't love it. There's nothing wrong with it. I should probably take the needle out of there then. It's just the pattern is more difficult than I want to wrap my head around. And so it's going to stay like this until I either really want to work on this or I decide to pass it on. I want to fold it the other way so those creases don't become too permanent. But yeah, that is, where did I put the picture? Oh, there it is. So yeah, that only got one day, and I wasn't going to force myself to continue to work on it if I was not happy with it. So I moved on to the next one I have on my list, which is the Fairy Grandmother by Lavender and Lace. She looks like this. This one I do love. The pattern is so much easier to follow. So this is what I have completed. So I worked on this for what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, because I missed, well, that one day went to the other one. I just said screw it. So all I did was fill in all of this was mostly white, like this right here. I just filled it all in during those 6 days. So I figured I'll work on the ruffle on the bottom to get this filled in, and then I'll finally work on the top half. Still debating about that background. I do like it, but that's gonna be a lot of work. I'll show you again that background. Well, I'm debating if I should just do the top part and then kind of cut it off, or I don't know, because this bottom, this is not all one single color down here. This maybe 2 colors. So you still have to pay attention to what you're doing. All right, next on my list was my SodaStitch. It's called World Collection. I want to say I've seen it say traditional costumes as well. Trying not to get too much of a glare. So I already had Korea and the Netherlands finished, those 2, and so I worked on India. I worked on this one for 6 days because Christmas. I did not work on this. It was out at a friend's house. But yeah, I got really good progress done on it. These white spots right there, I ran out of a color. You know what? I think that if I didn't run out of that color when I did, I probably would have just continued to work on this until she was finished, because she's almost done. There's not that much left. But because I did, I ended up just putting it away. So it won't take long to get her finished. I really love this pattern. So cute. All right. And lastly, what I'm currently working on is my Floral World Map, which you can see on the screen here what it'll look like. This is what my progress is. So I've added all of this in the last two nights. Last 2 nights. So all that light pink is a blend, and then I started putting in some white last night. This little bit right here, that's North Korea. Just a little bit of it is North Korea, and then Japan will be right here. That's all Russia. You can see it's going to be a rose. So this pattern was by StitchLine or StitchLine shop on Etsy. I did try to go and find it the last couple of days with no luck. I believe that shop has been shut down, which kind of sucks because they had really cute patterns. Like they had this one in smaller flowers. They had this one in a galaxy, like, you know, blues, purples with, you know, stars and stuff like that. They had a whole bunch of different like styles. I believe the Sugar Skull Star Wars piece that Brittany Ingleside Imaginarium, she's working on that. I believe that's from the same shop as this one. So I'm wondering if maybe Disney got to them because of the Star Wars. So I'm enjoying this. But I think that's just because Russia does have a lot of big chunks of color. If I were to go down into India and the Middle East, it's a lot more blues and yellows. That would be more pain because it's a lot of scattered confetti stitches. So yeah, just a couple more nights on this one, and then I'll switch on Saturday. This is after the fact. Right before I started editing, I realized I forgot to show a new start. It was just because I really wanted to try this floss out. So I got some, what was it, a 12, DMC a 12 in the, what, 8/16. I really want to try it out, and I had the perfect pattern for it, which I will show you right here. I had this pattern in my stash for many years now. It's a freebie on a French blog that I will link below so you can get it if you want it. And so I had a piece of fabric big enough, and I decided to start it. I'm only going to do 1/2, well, from what you can see, like this side, the right hand side for me. Only do that 1/2, and then maybe frame it, frame it. Whoa, orientation. Frame this half of it. But like I have all that room on the other side in case I do just want to do the whole thing, because it's repeated on all 4 sides, top and bottom. It's all the same. So this is my start yesterday. Like I said, I just really wanted to try it. It looks really good in person. I'm doing this 1/1 on 28 count. I learned very quickly that you need shorter lengths with the étoile and a slightly bigger needle, because it does fray at the end, and it does knot in the beginning. Like when you pull it through the first couple of stitches, it wants to knot so bad, so you just need to be careful. I really wish I could get a good like light shine onto this. It really does sparkle very nicely in person, so it's lovely. But yeah, that's my progress. I want to say I probably worked on this for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. It was really fun. I am nervous about doing a monochrome, chromatic, whatever, piece, because I have tried to do that in the past and failed miserably. But this one is more like, the motif style piece, while the other one was like a giant, just random. It's not like a motif where you see something finished. It's just a big thing. I wish I could explain it better, but I can't. So this one might be better because it is little motifs, which makes it feel like, you have a sense of, oh, I can go here and, I can just go right next to this and get that one finished. And I can go down and get that one finished, and so on and so forth. The other one that I tried it on, it's like, you don't see a finish until you get a big chunk of it done. So, yeah, kind of excited about that. So I added this to the end of my little list of work on it for a week or whatever. So I don't know how to pronounce the word, but it's I translated it yesterday just so I knew what it meant, and it means deer. It's a deer oval. But anyways, on to the rest of the video. Just a little bit of haul real quick so that I could have a new year, new start. So this is the Needlework Grow Sampler by Brenda Gervais. I got this from Bendy Stitchy Michelle when she had a D-stash a while ago. I managed to get this. So I bought all the called for everything. All the called for everything. So 40 count doubloon. This will be my first time stitching on 40 count. I got the Valdani threads that it called for, so this will be my first time using those as well. It's faded rust, medium, dark brick, or like a brick, faded rust. Is this the right color? Sorry guys. I thought they were all the same except dark, light, and medium. Okay, brick, dark, rusted light, or faded rust light, and faded rust medium. Okay, these are correct. So we'll see how these work out. And then all of these weeks, all the weeks for it. Oh, that one's really messed up. Say, I'm not happy. So yeah. Oops, sorry guys. So it'll be fun to attempt this. That was really all the stitchy haul I had to show. I just ordered some white fabric today and a pattern and a Kreinik. I just ordered that today, so I have a little bit extra on hand, so if I wanted to start some little pieces, I could. Like, I'd have the fabric ready to go and it wouldn't be a big deal. Okay, knitting. I want to show you knitting real quick. So this is it's called the Winter Woods Raglan. I'll show you a picture here. And this is, I started this, I'm going to say in November. I don't know. This is how far I am. So I have my sleeves on waist yarn, and I am working on the body. Isn't that yarn just beautiful? I love the color changes. I really do. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on my 4th color change. And this is the yarn right here. You see that? So it gets a little bit darker. Well, I think this is the darkest, and then it'll go a little bit darker. This lighting. But then the orange will start to show up. So this is called Snowy Eye Tiger by Monsoon Calamity. She is based in Ontario, Canada. I'll link her shop below. Everything's in Canadian prices, just so you know. Her yarn is a stranded cotton. Let's see if I can show you. See if the lighter. I'm sure I've shown you guys this before. It's a stranded cotton. So it takes 4 strings to make a fingering weight. And she also has a 5 strand, which is I think a DK, and then an 8 strand, which is worsted. She makes these balls in different sizes. This is the biggest size. I think it's in the bag. It's my project bag. So yeah, so here's the information. Don't look up the Etsy. She doesn't have the Etsy anymore, I believe. It's linked below. But yeah, you can get those different size. You can also buy it deconstructed, which means you could get all these colors separated. I did buy a second one to do the sleeves, and I'll just deconstruct it myself per the instructions of the pattern. But I'm really enjoying this piece. I'll insert a picture of me trying it on yesterday, which was fun. What else? And then the other thing I'm working on, I have lacked mentioning in my videos, is part of the A Stitcher's Cal by Jessie Marie. So I'm doing oh, this is a bad picture too. Mine's called the Cardinia wrap. Dinia, I don't know, wrap by, oh, I forgot to tell you who the other thing is. You know what? It's okay. It's all listed below, okay? I am using yarn by our lovely Jen Crafts here on Flosstube, also known as Spectacular Yarns. She dyed up all these, and I just love them so much. So we got Tropical. Oh no. Tropical Twilight. Ginkgo Gold, and then this one I think is called Inspire. Just a solid purple tonal type. It's mostly just solid purple. And this is my progress on that. I have not done very well on this, but that is, I blame it on the length. I honestly thought that it was going to be knit the short length all the way down, but it's actually knit the long way all the way across. So Inspire is going to be the border in the middle piece, and then I got the Twilight or Tropical Twilight on this part, and then the Ginkgo Gold will be the next like lace area, or it's not lace, just eyelets. This is really hard to show on the camera. It's really long though. Like I can't even stretch it out because that's the end of my needles, and I think this is a 40 or a 47-inch cable. It's really long, but you know what that means? It's gonna fit really nice. And so I'm not gonna have this done anytime soon. Anytime soon. So let's put this back in there. So these are the two things that I've been focusing on. I did start one other shawl, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not focusing on it too much because it's not a priority. It's called the Hidden Roads Shawl by Heidi on Ravelry, the Velvet Acorn. It comes with a sweater, so you can't buy the shawl all by itself. You have to, there's the shawl. Ooh, there's the shawl. You have to buy it with the sweater. So I do have the sweater too. I have the yarn for it. I just need, I'm waiting on stitch markers because you need a lot of stitch markers for it. And my needles, I'm using size 15 needles, and the stitch markers I have on hand are not going to fit these needles. So I'm doing this in, this is the Lion Brand Heartland, and this is called Glacier Bay. Glacier Bay. It's super soft. It's beautiful. All the colors in this line are beautiful. But this is just a small start. It's pretty cool. These like little ladders things. They are just made up of double yarn overs, and then you drop the yarn overs the next row, and it creates that texture. It's super cool. And then the increases are like front to back and then front again, which is a little different, but nothing too difficult. Yeah, those yarn overs are pretty cool. I've never done anything like that before. So yeah, again, not a big priority. I do feel like that would go pretty quickly though, if I kept up with it, because I'm already the 4th repeat in. They want you to repeat 25 times. Anyways, that is yarn business. I'm not going to show you everything that I've bought yarn-wise. I do have a Baby Yoda yarn coming soon, so I'm pretty excited about that. Big fan of Baby Yodas. And I know he's not Yoda. That's just what I'm calling him, like everybody else. Okay, Christmas gifts real quick, because I only got 3 that are important to me. My husband got me some is that how you pronounce that? Needles? I needed, this is the Driftwood set. They're interchangeables. They are the short ones. Well, I haven't had a chance to really use these yet. Before I got them, I've ran into many options or like obstacles where I needed short needles and now I have them, but I can't wait to use them. I told my husband if I really like these, then I'm going to want the regular size set, the 5-inch. I'm going to want those. I probably would want them in a different colorway, because you can get these in blue. These are the gray ones. They're the Driftwood. The blue ones are indigo. And then I think it's umber. It's like more of a brownish. Well, they'll be darker. The case is like a brownish, and then these are like super dark. Super pretty. So I got those. And then he bought me a yarn Swift. Ow. Of course I would jab myself in the face, huh? He got me the fancy one. This is a Knitter's Pride signature yarn Swift. I did not know Knitter's Pride made these. And what's cool is some of my knitting needles match. Now I wish I could get these as a set, but you can't. You can only buy these as individuals. And you can get these at Hobby Lobby for really inexpensive. But so yeah, I got this. Needed one of these. And then he super spoiled me and got me this Knitter's Pride signature big wool yarn winder or ball winder thingy. And it matches. It matches. I was not expecting something like this. I was expecting just a plastic, you know, like Knit Picks ball winder thing, and I got this instead. He was the first one who got to use it. I let him because he spent an absurd amount of money on all this stuff. But he did it at my local yarn store, so he supported them instead of shopping online. Isn't it lovely? It squeaks when I wind. My yarn gets really weird at first. I don't understand if that's correct or not. I'll show a picture if I can. I don't know if that's normal or if I'm doing something wrong. I try to stay consistent when I'm winding, but my arm gets tired real fast. But yeah, my husband also bought us a Nest thermostat, so that's nice. We get to use that now, and I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, I didn't write notes down this time. I just kind of winged it. Like I said, this is mostly just for me to verbally speak, you know, about the fact that I want to have a no spend January. I want you guys to hold me accountable. Just check in occasionally. I don't even care. For me, things work better if I can verbalize what my goals are. You know, if I keep them internalized, then I don't do so great. So I'm going to tell my husband tonight too. He probably won't believe me, but you know, at least I can tell him. That is it. And thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Love you. Have a great New Year's. If you're going to stay up tonight, if you've already had New Year's, Happy New Year.